Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. A very happy Friday to all of you, and a quick shout out to my newest patrons, Clark, Bill, Dant MM, and David. Greatly appreciate the support, and my next Patreon upload should be within 1 to 2 hours after the upload of this video. First up today, real quick, we have Auto Trader Awards for Canada. So if you want to go to this website and scroll down and vote for a Tesla vehicle for each different category, most trusted car, SUV, most trusted green vehicle, etc. This is linked below if you want to support Tesla in that way. Next up, we made it to a CNN article with regard to the Missy Cummings situation. So well done to our Tesla community. Scrolling down, the only thing I want to highlight here, CNN said NHTSA did not make Cummings available for an interview, but spokesperson Lucia Sanchez told CNN Business that any possible conflict of interest would be resolved before Cummings starts her work at NHTSA. And in case you missed it, Missy Cummings has since completely deleted her entire Twitter profile. So this has definitely made the news, made the headlines. People are firmly aware of the situation. So well done everybody out there for shining a light on what's been going on. Now we'll wait and see what happens next. Now, here we have it, the rumor of the day. Tesla signs a contract reportedly with BYD to supply 10 gigawatt hours of LFP batteries. Before we go further, let's recall that there was a rumor about BYD and Blade batteries and how Tesla was going to use said Blade batteries in their vehicles. Well, that turned out not to be true. A few days later, BYD came out and publicly said they denied those rumors. However, this is worth getting into for a few key reasons. A CLS.cn source said that an American EV manufacturer has signed a deal to supply 10 gigawatt hours of LFP batteries. BYD already has a factory in Lancaster, California, in the United States. At this facility, however, it only has an installed capacity currently of 1 gigawatt hour per year, but they said production lines could be expanded to meet the growing demand. And from Tesla's most recent conference call, certainly our goal is to localize all key parts of the vehicles on the continent, at least the continent, if not closer to where the vehicles are produced. So on the surface at this point, this makes sense. BYD already has a factory in California. They focus on electric buses and they do LFP technology very well. Tesla is moving all standard range vehicles to LFP technology. They want to localize the supply chain, so this seems like a great idea. A quick aside here, just a reminder that as you read information online, you always have to be careful. So this article from The Driven, they say BYD has an LFP battery factory in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Wrong. This article goes on to say it's only about 800 kilometers or roughly 500 miles away from Tesla's Fremont plant. Well, Lancaster, Pennsylvania to Fremont, California is about 2,800 miles, so I'm not sure what this individual is talking about. But the point is, nowadays you have to double and triple check your sources. But I want to hang here for a moment because I think most Americans are not that familiar with BYD and their factory in California. From BYD, since delivery of our first American battery electric bus from Lancaster in 2014, BYD has provided buses to customers in 14 states and 4 Canadian provinces. We're passionate about our mission to create a cleaner environment here in North America and across the globe. In just 6 years, BYD has grown to become the largest battery electric bus manufacturer in North America. Now, at present time, I believe they have over 1,500 employees at that California plant. And most people know that Warren Buffett has about a 10% investment in BYD Auto, but BYD hasn't really been able to expand here in North America due to geopolitical tensions. A ban on federal funding for Chinese-controlled companies probably will come into force at the end of this year. Something to keep in mind for all America-China negotiations and business contracts. But BYD did earlier this year secure approval for a new Type D school bus for the US market to be manufactured at, yes, the Lancaster plant. Of course, that's a huge TAM. So of course my fingers are crossed that this rumor is true. This would be great news, but let's just sit tight for now. Moving on, some of you may have missed this. So this guy chilling with Chet has been driving a Model S Plaid through this water and doing some testing. I don't want to get into the details here, but if you're interested in checking it out, parts of the video are indeed fairly interesting, so it's linked below. Next up, Elon was asked what's going to happen to 2016 and 2017 Teslas with FSD. Will they get the beta? Some members have high safety scores, but these people with earlier production models haven't got the FSD beta, even people with 100 out of 100. Elon finally shed some light on the situation. Yeah, although early production cars will need camera upgrades as well as the FSD computer, which is all included in the price. So yes, while this is definitely an inconvenience, nothing to really panic about. Holmars on Twitter shared, "Don't worry, Tesla prepared for this. The cameras just pop right off and can be replaced with the latest model." And Elon replied exactly, confirming it. And here is a quick video from the kilowatts just showing how this is possible. That panel just pops right off, and then you can go ahead and replace the cameras. Now, there's been much debate in the Tesla community about whether Tesla can reach a level 5 robotaxi system with the current camera suite. I want to read this to you guys real quick. I think this encapsulates it very well. And then I'm curious, do you think Tesla can reach level 5 with the suite and the sensors that they have now? Let me know yes or no. FC says, there's never going to be a level 5 system using the low resolution cameras with no ability to clean themselves, block blinding sunlight, or wipe themselves dry. Lack of night vision or thermal imaging on at least one forward-facing camera will make the car's ability to detect pedestrians, animals, etc. much riskier. Cross-traffic detection is also not a feature Tesla even offers, meaning pulling out of parking spaces will remain a game of guess and see, as the single rear camera offers a very poor field of view, while the front-facing cameras are set too far back to see beyond cars parked on either side of you. The poor choice to rely on the B-pillar cameras for looking left and right furthers the issues with detecting cross-traffic in limited sight situations. It would have been much smarter if cameras were mounted near each headlamp cluster on the furthest forward position of the car to enable the car to see what's coming towards it from the tip of its nose. They should have also included the same in the rear by the taillights. I still believe radar sensors on each corner of the car for true cross-traffic detection would have been smart to include for situations where cameras may not be able to see, but radar could. So please chime in below, what do you guys think? Next up, the latest on the rumored Apple car. Personally, I have to say it, I would love if this were actually a reality to some degree, even if it was just software or who knows what's actually going on. But for now, here's the news. Apple's talks with CATL and BYD have mostly stalled, as these companies refuse to set up teams and build United States plants that would solely cater to the tech giant Apple. Apple has been used to getting its way with suppliers, but it's not the case when it comes to electric vehicles. Tesla has assumed that role of negotiating leverage. BYD and CATL also cited difficulties in finding sufficient personnel. BYD, which has an LFP battery plant, as mentioned in Lancaster, California, declined to build a new factory and team that would solely focus on supplying Apple. So now Apple is considering Japanese battery makers, and it sent a group of people to Japan this month. Next up, it's been reported that the Netherlands Forensic Institute, the NFI, has done some decoding of Tesla's driving data. I'm not going to get into the weeds here, it's very technical, but I have included this GitHub below and that Reuters article if you're interested in nerding out in that way. Next up, Jay in Shanghai said, VW's China-made ID3 electric car is officially launching tonight. So here we have the ID3, and it's actually been selling pretty well in Europe. And if you take a look at the sales charts for the ID3, went on sale September 2020, there was some strong initial demand. It has since tapered a little bit, but still over the last few months hovering between 5 and 8,000 units per month. But let's hop into it. It's Friday, so a Tesla stock review for the week. Right now, Tesla trading around $905 per share, eclipsed the prior all-time highs, officially over 904. So hopefully Tesla can close above that 900 level for the day. And so far year to date, this takes Tesla to up almost 28%. And I personally had an awesome run in Tesla stock from down here around 200 all the way up to here when I, took my profits and reallocated into crypto. But I want to be clear, I think for most people that might not have a finance background and might not have the time available to keep up with all of this stuff, buying Tesla stock, dollar cost averaging in weekly or monthly, and just holding for the long term is an excellent strategy. I'm just personally a nerd who loves the markets, both traditional and crypto, so this is what I enjoy doing. But looking at the Tesla stock price action from May of this year, we are seemingly in this upward trend channel, and it has been a steady reaccumulation up to the previous all-time highs around 900 a share. And we've tested the bottom of this channel now 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5 times. So we'll see if the top of this channel holds. And honestly, we're pretty close depending on the speed of this upward move. It could be anywhere from 920 to 940 per share. If we end up breaking through and then test it, we could be off to the races into a new price discovery mode, hitting $1,000 per share sooner than I think a lot of people would expect. But as always, we don't ever want to be too deterministic, so there is a chance we test this upward level and stay in this range for a breakout, later in the year. And last thing for now, we always have to watch the broader market. Now, yes, we had a dip in September, but we have recovered, and now we are testing those previous all-time high levels on the SPY, which of course sets the macro stage for Tesla to do well. But that's all for now. Once again, a lot more of this over on Patreon at any support level, both with Tesla and the crypto space. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful and safe weekend, and a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.